Okay, Sandra Kiefer, this is number 2. Here's here's this guy. He's not cooked yet. But you can booger this up a little bit too with your fingernails. I forgot to tell you. You know, make them, because a skull is in the ground and it gets broke and chipped, and you can take like a chunk out of the tooth. You know, it's like a broke thing or something, and they don't have to be perfect. Anyway, that's that. Okay, now we're going to do the voodoo dolls, a singular. Now, this is warm. I'm going to squish these two groups together. Oh, and here, if you can see it says soft, and the regular, it won't say soft. It just says not soft. No, it doesn't say that. Now, if you have a pasta maker, you can run this through a pasta maker and make it like just one thing in a hurry. But I have a pasta maker, but I don't have it hooked up right now. It's right there. Maybe I could. So now we're going to make, well, I sure do not want to hear that thing again, ever. Okay, we're going to make the little voodoo guy. Now, with, I gotta make sure this is pointing right. I had to shoot it over my left hand because my right hand blocks. When you cannot attach things, see, I had to put a little filler in there to make that quantity a little more. This is actually gray and white. Okay, gray and white. I need to turn that. Okay. Oops. Gray and white. But we can't attach, you know, make a leg and attach it like you can with stoneware clay. So you have to kind of just, this is what I do, kind of get it into basically an egg shape, kind of, I guess. And then you're gonna, another thing are bubbles. Let me get my tools. That tool, not that tool, that tool. And we got pins in there in a minute. Now, if you see bubbles, always poke them, because in stoneware, you know, bubbles are your enemy. It doesn't matter so much in this. I haven't had it. This has got more rubbery in it. Okay. But now we don't want little poke things on there. Okay, what we're going to do is just pinch this into shape. And then, okay, see what I'm doing here? Pinch that way, and I'm pushing and pulling at the same time. And it's kind of a long process because you can't attach the limbs. You just have to make them. Then I kind of do that. And there you have the beginnings of your little guy. Okay. Then you just want to keep squeezing and squeezing. Squeezing and wheezing. Now if you think about the voodoo dolls, what would they really be made out of? Well, they're made out of fabric, for one thing. They're made out of fabric a lot. I think they might be even stuffed with, you know, gree-grees or whatever. A gree-gree is a potion. It can be, but they made their potions out of, see, I'm kind of pulling this. Kind of pull. Okay, there's legs. Now you're going to do the same thing up here. I'm pushing this way, and I got fingers on either side, and I'm pulling that way. Okay? There you go, and there's your little arm. And you're going to have a glob of clay right in the center, so you want to kind of push that into your... There we go. Alright, now, there you go. That's basically a little man shape. But we got to think about how these things were made. They were stitched together, right? They're made out of fabric, and they were stitched together. So where the thing meets the thing, we want to kind of make that a real sharp, see there, and do it again. Boink, 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 lean it back and forth. Now these don't have to be symmetrical at all. In fact, this one's going to have a really fat head somehow. I think I will make this one so it will hang instead of wear. Okay, now you want to just keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing until it's kind of round. Round, round, round. Now then, for one thing, there would be no flat surfaces on this because it's like a little stuffed doll, kind of. Okay, so we want to get rid of all these little flat surfaces. Another thing, it is fabric, so it's going to have a texture. Well, what kinds of fabrics did they have back? Well, my guess would be cotton. They had cotton. And so any kind of a cotton thing that you have is going to make a nice texture. You can use like any kind of... This guy needs to have his head fixed a little bit here. He's got crooked arms, doesn't he? Oh well. That one arm's a little bit bigger than the other arm. Well, we may just have to do a little armectomy here and take some off of this arm and put it on this arm. There we go. There we go. That's a little better, huh? Now how do you get rid of that? Well, you just kind of go like that, and then go like that, and just keep monkeying with it till it goes away. That's my philosophy of life. Keep monkeying with it till it goes away. You're in the oil field, it's keep messing with it and then you'll fix it eventually. Because if it's broke, you got nothing to lose. It's not working. Okay. Now, the more symmetrical these are, the less they look like a voodoo doll. So, if you're messing up like I am and making it asymmetrical, that's actually good. But we now, oh, now this arm's too big. Nah. Yeah, it's just misshapen a bit. Now we want these things to be yeah, kind of elongate that a little bit. We're going to squish his head down on his shoulders a little bit more. And then, okay. So you can spend as much or as little time fiddling with this thing. I'm going to do a very rude and crude one. And then I'm going to have a third video that shows you how I finish them after they're cooked. Okay? Because there's different things you can do. And I'll do... now if you're like me, you think the world is a better place the more glitter it has in it. More glitter for everyone. Bartender. More glitter for everyone. Alright, now, see these are basically round. Round, round, round. And we're going to do a little thing that I saw. I don't know where I saw it. I think I saw it on YouTube, which is a really great place to learn things. That's where I upload all my vids. Okay, we want this basically around like that. Okay? And they're very crude. Okay, so these are made from scraps of material. Now, okay, they didn't go to the, they probably did go to the French market, but you just keep monkeying with them to get them. Now, the body also is kind of just a straight thing. It doesn't have much shape. But, like I said, the more perfect they are, the less gooder they are. So, you want them kind of, you know, funky. Alright, now see the arms are becoming more and more pronounced. There's like a starfish. Okay, if one's a little bit, you can take it and you can squeeze him back like that. Okay. Alright, now let's do something with his head. Try to make his head round. And we're going to do a little fun technique that's going to make it look like this thing is stitched together. That I saw on the and that's going to be a lot of fun. Or not. The one thing you want to do on this little guy before, okay, I'm going to get on this side and round him off a little bit so he doesn't cast a odd shadow, which I don't even know what that means. I just know what it means. Kind of get those flat places. Okay. Now, after we definitely want some texture on this bad boy. But we also want him to be very round. As round as we can get him. So let's give him a little push from behind to round him. Okay, I'm going to call that relatively good for now. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to emulate a little stuffed handmade doll. Correct? Correct. Alright. And his head is... it's an alien. Okay, now that's pretty good right there. Okay? So it's just a matter of kind of pulling it, and if you pull it too far you can push back. And so what we want to do now is we want to texturize this so that it looks like it's made out of fabric. You can do that with anything. Here's a pillow. Wait, hold on. Let me see this. No, that won't work. I'll just go with this. You're going to put that on something and just push, I mean really push it down into the fabric. Now this may or may not work, and you get one chance to do it, because when you do it, you flatten him. Okay, if you have... there, oh yeah, that worked. Okay, we're good to go. You can't see it, you won't be able to see it in the video at all. But, alright, now, here, I gotta move some things. Oh, that doesn't go. Alright, here's my, oh, God. Here's my, how I keep my clay. I keep that there. This is like a fishing tackle box or something. I don't know. It's a nickel 97 at Fart Mart. Now, we're going to make, first we're going to simulate the stitches. And what we do with that, how we do that is, you can use black, okay? Or whatever color you have loose, and I don't have any colors loose, so I'll get some black. And you just need just a tiny, I mean, just that much black. And I keep these bad boys, try to keep the moisture in there as much as possible. Because like I said, I found out the hard way that, here, I'll show you. This has never been fired, okay? And it's unusable. I mean, it's just like, see, it's like crumbly. It just crumbles. And you can't shape it. You know, I've tried warming it. I've tried running it through the pasta maker, and it just stays crumbly like that. So, it's, if you don't use it, it doesn't have a real long shelf life. 6 months is it, you know. And a year, this has been, I've had that over a year. So when you buy some stuff, don't buy and try to keep an inventory like I do. Just, all right, now, this is a cool thing I saw on something or other. Okay. You're gonna take a tiny little piece of this, even tinier than that. Okay, see how much I have? That little tiny piece. And you're gonna roll you don't really have to let it warm up so much for this. You're gonna roll the tiniest, and if you have cat hair, get it out of here. Cats, what do they do anyway besides eat and poop? I mean, they're just parasites. They leave stuff. Alright, now we're going to make the tiniest, and I don't know what, I would say the thickness of the lead in a pencil maybe, or smaller, okay? Now, when you get that little piece rolled out, then you're going to take this guy here, and you're going to cut. I'm hoping this shows me cutting little pieces. Okay, little tiny pieces. And you can kind of cut them different lengths. 1/4 of an inch is good. There. Okay. You're going to cut little bitty. These are going to be your stitches. Okay. So I guess we can just start going. Okay. Now we're going to take any tool, it doesn't matter where. And now where would this be stitched together? It would be stitched, the leg would be stitched on. Yes. No, that's not working well. The leg would be stitched on. So let's make a little groove thing on the leg, where the leg is going to be stitched on. So it looks like it's a, okay. The arm stitched on. Okay, just go all the way around and make it deep enough that it shows up. Okay, the head is stitched on. I think mine has lost a few stitches. Okay, and the other arm. Alright, like so. Ta-da, ta-da. Alright, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see with this video the texture, which makes it look like it's fabric. It's better if you got kind of a metal thing that you can push into the clay, which simulates fabric. Alright, now then, you're going to start anywhere with these little things. I guess I should have. And you're just going to start placing them across that divide there. Put a few here. There's those. And then put a few on this leg. And they don't have to be even. I found the first one I did, I tried to make them all even. And it takes away from it. And then in another spot I made them uneven. And it looked more authentic. Okay. Do we see what we've done? We've placed those there. Now, here's the fun part. I'm going to have to move these things out of the way. Get this up higher so you can see what I'm doing. Oot. I don't remember which one I used for this. I think I used this one, the needle tool. But I saw this on YouTube and I thought, oh, that's so cool, even I could do that. Now, you locate the end of the thing and then you just push, oops. Oh, I totally missed. You got to make a hole right there. Well, I must be using the wrong thing. Like that and that. Shit, I'm not doing a very good job. Because you want that hole to be there. You want the hole to show up and it look like the thing goes into the hole. Which I'm not doing for some reason. Psst. Oh well, who cares? So you want to touch the hole out here on the white part, not the black part, and poke a hole, okay? And then it's supposed to look like it's, you know, it's been stitched on there. You just poke the hole right there at the end of that black thing you put on there. I'm doing a really lousy job today. Psst. Some days I'm good, some days I'm not good. Okay. I don't know what the trick to this is. I saw a guy do it, or a woman or somebody on YouTube. They did zip, 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 zip. But this is how you make them look stitched. Alright, let's go back to the rat killing here. You just put these across there. Little ones, big ones. And just so they're far enough apart that you can see what they look like. Ta-da. That head one may want to have more. And you want to do some eyes also. For the eyes, you go like this. And make X's. X's. Los X. Like so. Oops. I cut it in half. Well, that's smooth. And there's his eyes. And he doesn't need a mouth. He's a voodoo doll. He can't speak. He's going to do something else. Okay, so we need a little bit more of this stuff to make into a little shoelace kind of thing. Or not shoelace, but pencil lead, I guess. There we go. Then continue on with the stitching. Come here, you. No. Here we go. Come here, you. I'm going to put a big long one over here. That little sad thing. These two little sad things. Should be longer right there. Well, they should. They look better if they are a bit longer. May want one right there. Eee. And then you just poke them all. Poking out, and they can be crooked too. They don't have to be straight. They can be real uneven, because you know them voodoo ladies, they be smoking something back in there. And they're not paying attention right. You know. If I was a voodoo lady, I'd be smoking something back in there. But then I'd get arrested or something. I'm too old for that crap. Which one was I using? This one? Alright. Better to set it down here. Alright. Then you just poke holes on the ends of these. That's what you do. Just poke holes. Eek. That's kind of hard right there. Just poke some holes that simulate needle holes, like needle going through the fabric. I saw this demonstrated on something else, and I thought, oh, perfect for voodoo dolls. Okay. Wait, now we got to get them here. Kind of hard to see. Someday when I grow up, I am so gonna have me some kind of a spotlight, a small spotlight that I can illuminate a small workspace. Alright, now there he's all sewed together. He's got a fat neck. His neck should have been skinnier. That's okay. I got a fat neck. Now let's put this back. We're going to put some pins in him. Oh, yes, we are. Ah. Oh, yeah. Now, let's get out some colors. I seem to have yellow, purple, and green free. Alright. Which just so happens to be the Mardi Gras colors. Alright. Now, we're going to take regular pins like this. Wait, let me stick one in there. Pins. We'll do three pins. Okay. So far so good. Now, get your, uh-oh, crap. Oh, there they are. Get your trusty needle nose pliers and take your pin, make sure I'm seeing this, and bend it a little bit on the end, just any amount, okay? And the reason for that is, okay, what we're going to do is, I was making these in little balls, but they don't have to be. Like, it'd be just like any little weird shape. Okay? I'm trying not to say whatever it was. Oh, I was saying okay, wasn't I? Because this is all going to cook. Now, that little bend, when you put these in the doll, here, let me try this way so you can see what I'm doing. You kind of drive it in there like that, okay? And what that does is, when that hardens and cooks, that pin will not pull out, is the whole point. Is the point of doing that. Just give it a little bend. And then put your clay on there. Just squeeze it on there in any old how. And the weirder how, the better. What the heck is going on outside my door? Okay? So, when you drive those in there, make sure you give them a little angle. Drive them in at an angle. Boy, somebody's mad at somebody. All them little stab things. It's better to warm it up just a smidge in your fingers. And then you bake it. Just like that. And then my next video will be showing how I clear coat them. And or apply. I didn't put any glitter on this because this is not really a glittery topic. But skulls are glittery to me. Okay. Now, we got our 3 little pins in there. In just any old angle. And there you have a voodoo doll. Voodoo doll. His neck should be a little thinner. But then you can make them out of different colored fabrics too. I mean, you can make it out of brown, make it white. You can make them, you know, as if you were using different colored fabrics. But anyway, that's the end. The next video will be after they're baked. Then how we finish them. You know, we could put toenails on that guy. No, you don't need toenails. Okay, the end.